what I've been feeling the last year or so, bro, is like I'm starting to see other people starting to see it. I think y'all kind of knew, but I was trying to be the objective one. I wasn't trying to jump off the ship, because I am a true fan. So before these dudes came, and even after these dudes will leave, um, but yeah, just pointing out the obvious, man. When you say stuff like, and I haven't been over on BJ panel in almost a month now, bro. Just because man had put me backstage because he disagreed with what I said, and I said, bro, I can't deal with this, bro. Like, if you disagree, then substantiate your argument. Don't just get emotional and kick people off your panel because you want diversity. You know what I'm saying? You want people with differences of opinion, but I want you to prove me wrong because what you're saying is based off emotion. What I'm saying is what I see that's factually happening consistently. So when you say dudes like Paul George is top 10, that's an emotional statement. How do you say that? Like, what makes you say that? What is he top 10 in? He's not top 10 in scoring. He's not top 10 in rebounding. He's not top 10 in assists. He's not top 10 in free throw percentage. He's not top 10 in any shooting percentage. And then his numbers don't say he's top 10. So where do you get that, right? Like, I'm just trying to figure out, how do you just make that up in your mind?
Nigga.
Tony Coles.
See, I'm back on my... See, I'm back on my bullshit. Shit. Came a long way from school, bitch. We them niggas been banging and walking with full clips. Pocket filled with them blue strips. All I hang with the solid, can't fuck with no loose lips. If he ran, cut him loose quick. If a fuck nigga try, bet his ass make the news quick. Hit his ass with these blue tips. But these niggas won't shoot shit. Cause these peons ain't stepping how my niggas stepping. Walk them down, but that teach them a lesson. I been kicking shit cool and got paper like Messi. Bitch, I'm Zion, yo old nigga red. She say that she love how my big ass be dressing. How that Audemars go with that neck. My features are dub, my shoulders a blessing. I got paper, I ain't doing no stress. The one who put all this together, they gave me some good and I made that shit better. Turned up the notch, my watch changed up the weather. I'm bigger and better, shit bigger than ever. Thought they was running shit, I had to catch him. He tried with some funny shit, shoot it, go stretch. I ran up some money and never got selfish. I'm solid, I put my whole team on the blizzard.
What's up, good everybody? Welcome to the Pull Up Shop. I'm your host, Mr. BJ Matthews, aka B. Just before we get started, follow us on the YouTube page, the Pull Up Basketball Podcast. Like, share, subscribe. All of our YouTube videos, hit that like button. Y'all coming here to share, subscribe, hit that Cash App, $ BJ Matthews, $ BJ Matthews for all this great content that we bring to you on a daily, weekly, monthly, yearly basis. We definitely hope that you guys enjoy that we bring to y'all on a constant basis. Make sure y'all enjoy the Pull Up Basketball Podcast information as well. So also, if you guys have not already, hit that share, subscribe button, wipe your feet before you enter this house. Let's get it popping. All right, we back at it, man. Here at this Sunday, beautiful morning, on the West Coast. You know what I'm saying? Actually wasn't able to do, the live today with my homeboy Rick. You know what I'm saying? Because, of course, the game's on today. After, I'm on my way back to the office. Getting ready for the game. And my boy Rick, he's in New Orleans right now, enjoying that. You know what I'm saying? That Cajun Southern hospitality down there. You know what I'm saying? So shout out to our, homeboy Rick, my co-host, my right hand guy. So I just want to make a video pertaining to something that I think is the right timing to do it. Now, yesterday I saw in the comment section pertaining to one of our fellow real supporters of the podcast, and I hope he doesn't mind me using his name, Deuce Times. Deuce Times is a LA Clipper fan, been a part of the LA Clipper fan base, since I think '89. He's from LA. Very, very knowledgeable brother about the game. You could tell he played. I could tell that he actually has a great feel of the game. He comes on, he talks with a lot of, sense when he talks about, the Clippers, primarily that's what he, wants to talk about, but he understands basketball. So, nonetheless, he had a comment last night in the chat, or the live we had yesterday, speaking about the Pelicans. A comment that really caught my eye. Now, a lot of y'all might not know that, when I'm actually, talking, or, actually talking and doing my lives, when I have people, on the panel who, I let them, kind of get their stuff off, just because I don't read a comment out loud on me, I'm actually seeing or I'm not listening. So all the comments, a lot of the comments, I'm actually at least looking at the chat and I'm kind of observing. I'm kind of, paying attention what people are saying, things of that nature, how the show is going, how that show is running. I'm always in the background. I'm always having my eyes and ears open. So, I won't want y'all thinking that I'm, when I step away, that I'm not still, aware of what's going on. So Deuce Times had a comment pertaining to the subject that we're going to talk about today. Speaking of the title, I told yesterday that a lot of the Clipper fan base is traumatized and demoralized because of all the past disappointments they've had in the organization. And a lot of it's well warranted. A lot of it's understandable. A lot of it actually, it makes sense. But I think a lot of Clipper fans who've been here the longest have dealt with a lot of, disappointment and a lot of heartbreak. And I think it, affects them to this day. I've never kind of understood, why the Clippers were, so paranoid. And, a lot of them are actually, very, very, kind of just, real timid and real sensitive. And when adversity hits, they're expecting the worst. So I had said, a lot of Clipper fan base is traumatized. I referred them to the analogy of the girlfriend or the girl that, has been traumatized, through relationships with different men. She's been, experiencing bad relationship after bad relationship after bad relationship. And, every bad relationship, every cut that she gets, she comes out of it is another wound for the next guy that they have to, deal with. And, unfortunately, a lot of times, and I don't mean to go too far off realm, but in relationships with women, they'll sit up and, have all these, guys who run them through the codes, and then they finally get the good guy who, takes them out to dinner, opens doors, respects them, things of that nature, all the, lovey-dovey shit. And they can't handle it. They somewhat, scares them away. They sabotage it in their mind that this isn't too good to be true. And it's just, they can't accept anything good, which I think, is the best analogy to a lot of Clipper fans. As y'all come in here and smash that like button, because of all the cuts and wounds and all the disappointments, all the playoff failures, the injuries, the bad, draft picks, things of that nature, just really never experiencing nothing really positive or not a lot of positive. This is why you have a lot of Clipper fans speak the way they speak. And Deuce Times, in the comment section, when I referred to that analogy, he said that, you're right, BJ, we are, traumatized for a lot of, the stuff that's happened. And this is a guy that's been a part of the Clipper fan base since '89, right? This is, going closer to the, years when they were in San Diego. So I thought to myself, damn, I got to do a show on this. So I thought to myself, okay, we're going to do this show, but it's going to be an ether that's going to be attached to it. Now, of course, y'all heard the little snippet of a certain somebody that was on our show for about a year and some change, who's been around the podcast for quite some time. Kobe Jordan. And I'm gonna kind of get into him because what I'm saying, he's perfect for this subject as well as a couple other people, but mainly him. Turns out Kobe Jordan, he left the show about a month and a half ago. After, he came onto the panel and he wanted to say little things, and, he claimed that I, kicked him off because he had a difference of opinion. So we're going to debunk all that stuff, and I'm going to be, doing my regular ether. So y'all sit back, have a drink, enjoy, and y'all know the regular program. But before I get to the ether of Kobe Jordan, I want to kind of talk to y'all a little bit more about what Deuce was saying with the traumatized Clipper fans. And the title of this video is some of you Clipper fans should have left with Donald Sterling. Okay, some of y'all should have left with Donald Sterling because the environment and the aura of Clipper Nation is still, in my opinion, still have a lot of the Donald Sterling aura around, right? So for the people who do not know who Donald Sterling is the former owner of the Los Angeles Clippers. I think he was removed in 2000 and was it 12, 13, 14, one of them years, early 2010s, early mid 2010s. He was removed from the LA Clippers because of allegations of him using, derogatory and racist comments. There was a certain situation where he was in the privacy of his home with his then girlfriend. I think she was like 25, 26 years, like. That you got, minority groups. It's a time, especially the NBA is probably the most supportive when it comes to those type of causes. So the NBA and Adam Silver just, weren't going for that. They did something. They had to remove him of his duties as the owner. He sold his team. And then you haven't heard from him since 2013, 2014 at that time. Donald Sterling, again, not really known for, being a very, very big fan of basketball. He bought the team probably just off of simply just, felt like, that's what kind of, rich people do. They have that, wealth and power to do that. So obviously in that era, I think he had the team since 1990 something, or probably even before that. But the Clippers have been a laughing stock since then. All right, and everybody knows it. Since the 90s, the 2000s, the Clippers have been a laughing stock. They've had the worst arena. They've had the worst teams. They've had the worst fan base, in my opinion, because they've had to deal with a lot of losing and heartbreak and heart failure. The Clippers were a joke, the bottom of the barrel. No one cared about the Clippers. They called about the Clipper curse. Clipper curse came from, first it was the draft picks. The Clippers always draft bad, and then it came from that to the Clippers, dealing with, not being able to make it past the second round in the Lob City era. And then it came from that to the injuries. Sean Livingston and, I'm saying, Blake Griffin, Chris Paul, of course, Kawhi Leonard and Paul George now. So the Clipper curse, a lot of people try to use as a joke to make fun of the Clipper fan base and Clipper, aura. And like I said, I'm naming all this stuff because a lot of people who are part of the Clipper fan base still deal with this. They still deal with, that type of, trauma. They still deal with, having to deal with, the Sterling aura, right? And because of that, I don't feel like all of it's been gone. I still, for y'all who I know, I have not been a Clipper fan up until since 2019. That's when you had, Patrick Beverly, Lou Williams, and then, of course, Kawhi and PG Kane. So I didn't experience all the stuff that, a lot of these other people experience with the Clippers. But I've noticed since I've been around here, there's a lot of, anxiety, that's within the franchise. I, got a chance to talk to a lot of Clipper people in the podcast, stuff like that, who's been around for years, and they'll tell you the same thing. Yeah, they are always, looking at things the worst. Scoring ex-girlfriend analogy, looking at things the worst. They can't accept anything good. So that's about as good as I can put it. Now, how does that relate to Kobe Jordan? Now, Kobe Jordan, like I said, if you guys do not actually see, Kobe Jordan actually is somebody that tried to come on the panel. He's been on for quite some time, for about a year and some change. He talked about a lot of, things with the Clippers and, how he's been with the Clippers for so long and all that stuff like that. Great. Like I said, he stopped coming around after about a year and a half ago, or about a month ago, I'm sorry. And he claims it's because we had a difference of opinion. Now, y'all hear that, and what he was on, a different panel saying that. We're going to debunk that, and I'm going to show y'all what's the real truth of what actually happened between Kobe Jordan and the Eepers. So that's what he said on Herm's show, who he continuously has my name in his mouth as well, keeps talking about the Clippers and things of that nature. As y'all are seeing, a lot of these other guys are starting to continuously say the pull up or say me or do videos because of me. But yet we're not relevant over here. So we kind of understand what's going on. We don't have to, say their names to keep us relevant, keep them relevant. But, everybody knows what it is. But like I say, when it comes to certain things like this in the ether, man, I got people, talking, all over these platforms looking just like all these other content creators. You know what I'm saying? So when I get stuff back to me, I might not even mention it right there and then. I might do 4, 5, 6 lives and as if nothing's going on. And as I'm thinking about how to, get that ether, and I'm acting like nothing's, bothering. You know what I'm saying? That's, that's that silent assassin in me right there, right? I took it off the court and put it on this YouTube business. So, yeah, it is. It's all good. But, Kobe Jordan said what he said. So I want y'all to actually hear the last time Kobe Jordan came on to the pull-up. And y'all be the judge if I actually removed Kobe Jordan off the panel, which I didn't block him. All I did was tell him, I had to, put him in the back. And he put it upon himself not to come back. So it's no, I booted him off and, banned him from the show, nothing like that. So I want y'all to hear this little 57, second clip of what actually happened about a month and a half ago. So here we go. Let me go around this whole shit, bro. This is crazy. This is crazy, bro. Because let's just go around the whole fucking NBA history and just pick everybody. Hold on. No, you listen. Because this is what I'm gonna say right here. No, because you talk too much, bro. And I'm trying to talk. You can't interrupt me.
Go ahead, bro. Go ahead.
I'm telling you, every NBA great has had a bad closeout game. Kobe Bryant had a bad closeout game against the Dallas. Hold on. Kobe Bryant had 2 bad closeout games. One of the top 5 greatest players of all time had 2 closeout bad games.
He's not
2007 against the
he's not Kobe. So now what? So now,
yeah, now get your ass out of here. Because I'm
Bro.
see now this is now that I'm actually bringing out facts.
Oh,
Now I'm bringing out facts. You don't want me to talk, bro.
oh man. Kick the nigga for that.
I told Kobe's fans he's not the one to
Zay,
talk
man,
to, bro.
no. They got history, man. They got history.
All right, so as y'all come in here, smash the like button. So, we are talking about certain people need to actually leave with Donald Sterling. Should have left with Donald Sterling. Certain Clipper fans. And let me bring this out here real quick. I know for people who are outsiders who are not part of Clipper or fan base or support the Clippers. All Clipper fans, I don't like all Clipper fans. Like I think some Clipper fans are bad for business. I think certain Clipper fans have spread an aura and a poison and allowed certain other teams and fan bases to punk a lot of Clipper fans willingly and voluntarily. I think certain Clipper fans are toxic. I think certain Clipper fans are paranoid. And Kobe Jordan's one of them. So, in hearing that clip, that sounds pretty different from what he described as if I just removed him up because he basically, had a difference of opinion. Let me tell y'all something. I have many people on my panel or in my chat who disagree with me. I have people who are, who are not fans of my team, right? Mass, who came on, yesterday talking, I like Mass a lot because Mass stands on what he says, and also Mass, I could tell he's a genuine, good dude. I can already see that through people. So even though he says the Clippers are going to get their ass kicked in the first, second round, that's his opinion. I can respect it, right? That's who he is. I don't tell him he can't come on the panel. Ace 30 comes on the panel, talks, as if Denver can whip the Clippers' ass, right? You know what I'm saying? Tyson, Suns fan. Mel O'Reilly, Suns fan. Ken, Suns fan. T. Sweezy, Celtics fan. Yeah, I mean, team. These are all guys that who talk about my team, who say we ain't gonna do nothing. I have trolls all in my chat, right? That will continuously run their mouth but never click on that link. I already know right in there. They there to, monitor and, snitch and all that stuff. I'm cool with it because I ain't got nothing to hide. So they'll be in there saying all types of stuff about, certain subjects that are, capped. JM Clippers is one of, Clipper supporter. He don't like Paul George, right? Zay don't like Paul George. He's a long-term Clipper fan. A lot of these people don't like, don't agree with what I say. And they still here. You're only going to get removed for one reason and one reason only, for not having any damn sense. That's it. Or you get, out of pocket and disrespectful. That's the only way you're going to get removed. That's it. And I don't understand why people come over here think they're going to change the rules and, talk over the host and all that stuff. All that shit that y'all do on those other panels and chats, man, that won't fly over here. Too many niggas have came over here thinking they're going to change it. And every last one of them have been strong-armed and pushed out the way, right? So, like I said, you come on here with bullshit, I'm going to give it right back. If you come on here cordial, respectful, even if you want to, disagree, it's all good. I am not looking to remove people because they have a difference of opinion. But I'll leave it at that. No, Kobe Jordan didn't get removed off of him having a difference of opinion. He got removed for, kept over talking me, which he does to a lot of people. Kobe Jordan, again, is somebody who wants to throw his weight around. In my personal opinion, Kobe Jordan thinks he is smarter than what he is. He thinks that he, can break things down so extremely when really it's just really basic knowledge. It kind of comes off as him, trying to fill in, a certain void. He hides his insecurity with, he hides his insecurity with trying to, think things, overstate things, and want to call everybody else delusional and call everybody else out. Now, one of the issues, the arguments that we had was that last one we're talking about PG. Now, y'all know Paul George has been somebody I've been very advocate about, very vocal about. Of course, I talk about my entire team, but this is the guy that I believe that's been dealing with the most BS. I think a lot of the stuff that's said about PG is narrative based, it's dumb, it's by the media. They pick and choose when to use it. So people will, continuously come at, PG, even our own. I don't have a problem with certain things that people say about PG shot selection or being smarter with the ball, things of that nature. But certain things that, like Kobe Jordan will say, that he don't trust him and he don't believe in him, even though he's already showed him the last time he was in the postseason what he can do. All of a sudden he doesn't trust him again, right? So that's really, again, the more paranoid, scarred type of, mentality, right? So basically, in a nutshell, in that, debate or that little situation, Kobe Jordan chose to once again cap and lie like he tends to always do when it comes to certain subjects. And you know what I think it is with Kobe? I don't think it's really just, I think he's honest, but he's not truthful. So you can be honest in speaking about what you truly believe and be wrong as hell. And that's what I think Kobe is. I've caught him lying on this man many times and put it right in his face, which I'm about to do again right now. So he goes around and, says what he says, that, somebody did something. He's saying that, he cooks me all these, different debates and topics. And, he wants to say, to pull up, he wants to say my name so bad. So when he says stuff like, they're hoping or they're wishing, basically he's talking about the pull up for the most part. He might be talking about other different people, Clipper fans, but, I got stuff, I hear stuff. But basically, I told him we're talking about he doesn't trust PG in the postseason, which, a certain number of people don't who are Clipper fans. That's fine. Just know what you're talking about when you're talking about that type of stuff and be factual. What Kobe Jordan was trying to do was take certain things and try to put it all together and make it as it was a factual. Right? So he says he doesn't trust PG in the postseason. Then he went into saying, well, when I debunked that and saw that he played many great games in the playoffs, he said, well, closeout games matter. They don't matter. And I told him there's only been 2 instances where PG's actually had bad closeout games. It was in Game 6 against the Utah Jazz and Game 7 against the Denver Nuggets, where he actually just played to the point where it was just, actually laughable. One situation, he was dealing with a torn meniscus in his right knee. The same injury that kept Kawhi Leonard out the playoffs last year. PG was playing through that entire series. And he averaged, even in that series and in the playoffs, he averaged 24.6 rebounds and 2 assists per game in 6 games in a Thunder uniform. Right? I told him that there's been other great players who's dealt with injuries or who's dealt with bad closeout games. I used one of his favorite players, which is one of my favorite players, Kobe Bryant, how he's had multiple bad closeout games. He had one in Game 7 against the Phoenix Suns in 2007. He had one in Game 5 against the Detroit Pistons in 2004, which he was horrible in. And he had another one in 2011 against the Mavericks, and they lost swept in 4 games. My favorite player, Kobe Bryant, has had 3 bad closeout games in a row. And then he responds with, he's not Kobe. He's not Kobe. After I've calmly told him to not interrupt me again. See, I'll give you an opportunity to stop doing what you're doing before I, boot you out. That's how I operate. And that's what happened that day. He couldn't take the fact that I was speaking something that was hitting his nerve. He doesn't have the IQ to actually fight back and actually, break things down. So he went to the sin saying that all he could say was he's not Kobe. That wasn't the argument. The argument is that all great players have bad closeout games. Every last one of them. Even Jordan had a bad closeout game in '95 against Orlando. people can use the fact that he wasn't in shape. That's fine. It was still a bad closeout game. It was still a X mark in his resume. LeBron game 6 in the finals against the Miami Heat against the Spurs in 2011. One of those games he had 8 points. I think it was a game 3 in Miami. Right, all these great players have had bad closeout game. Giannis Antetokounmpo had a terrible closeout game against the Heat last year. Missed over 10 fucking free throws. Everybody does it, but he maximizes Paul George's mistakes, and I've told him that was the main thing about him. As y'all come here and smash the like button. So, going back to the main point of the title, Kobe Jordan thinks he's smarter than what he is, and he's one of the worst ones because he will spread that onto different panels around and make it as if it's the truth. It's cool to have concerns. It's cool to have actual real concerns and talk about it. But what I will not ever understand is you going to different panel hopping, confirming, and actually speaking bad and negative about your own team to people who don't even like your team. That is the most suckerish, weak shit that I've probably ever seen. To validate your feelings and validate your point, because every other point that you go around with your own fan base, you're not really accepted. You know, like you said, you're deemed as a hater. Nah, you just a person that just, one, thinks about what you're talking about when you really don't. And two, people get annoyed with your constant outlandish and your constant outbursts. People don't want to keep dealing with that. I ain't never, booted Kobe Jordan out to this day. But if he thinks he can come and say that, I kicked him out just off of him having his opinion, he needs to go out and do his homework again. Now, I'm going to play another clip real quick of, like I said, Kobe Jordan doing the same thing. Constantly going around, speaking on, certain, panels and constantly trying to make his point. He spoke about me on, Herm's show, which got back to me again and saying that I, was basically delusional for believing that, Paul George is a top 10 player. Right? So I want y'all to kind of hear what he had to say.
He can choke being the number 2, 3, or 4.
Yeah,
why don't they understand?
Man, they got his.
Those numbers look good until he goes up against a team who's mentally tough and got a guy who can.
He can choke being the number 2, 3, or 4.
Yeah,
why don't they understand?
Again, because what they're hoping, and this is again, Mass, premonition is a real thing. It's a sense of failure or a sense of, something's bad is gonna happen, but here's what I'm relying on, right? So they're relying on Kawhi Leonard so those other things, so that those other guys can be covered up. But you can't uncover those mistakes because they're too open, they're too in your face.
They're too glaring.
They're too glaring. So here's what Kawhi is going to do. Kawhi Leonard's going to come in and give you 26 points, and Paul George is going to give you 17, 18 points and 4 turnovers. James Harden is going to do the same thing. Here's why. Ball pressure, mentality, and they're just not. I don't believe that they believe in themselves. I think it's a confidence thing. I don't believe that they believe in themselves personally to that level. So, for example, Mass, when we played the Timberwolves the other day, right? And Anthony Edwards is a star, bro. He's incredible, right? His confidence exudes it spreads throughout the whole team, and you can see it glaring. Paul George, he comes into the game, he can be selfish at times. His confidence, it wavers up and down depending on how he feels that day, and it shows, bro. It spreads throughout the team. Ty Lue even said in the post-game interview, it's about mental. He's questioning their mental toughness. He just said this 2-3 days ago, and I've been saying this for the whole season. But I'm the one that's a hater. When your coach is telling you we're not a mentally tough team. So again, to answer your question, I don't know. I do know why they do it because again, they're hoping Kawhi Leonard's going to be Jordan. But again, against the Denver Nuggets, we can't just have rely on one player because they got 4 or 5 guys that can get it going. Michael Porter Jr. can get it going from the 3. He led the league in catch and shoot corner threes last year. Jamal Murray can get cooking at any time. Jokic can cook you with his passing alone. And if you let Aaron Gordon get on them boards and tip ins, he'll bully you in the paint and just, you know what I'm saying, keep attacking you, keep bullying you.
Bro.
Oh, man, because
Unbelievable. So let me get this right. Again, the paranoia amongst LA Clipper fans is mind-boggling. The sabotaging is unreal, mesmerizing, disappointing. They think of stuff and scenarios in their head that are not real, that haven't happened yet, that are not there. Scorn girlfriend or scorn girl analogy. Kawhi's going to average 25. PG's going to have 17, right? He's going to do that, right? If it ain't even happened yet. So he's just naming numbers out there as if that's what's going to happen. Not based on no facts, like he always tries to make it out to be like he deals with facts and he's so factual, he's so logical. He's dealing with what he emotionally, analogically thinks in his own brain because he's been wired by not just his own bad experiences, but now he's getting wired, he's getting tamed, and he's so damn dumb. He's actually getting wired to people who don't even like his team that he swears up and down he loves. Let me tell y'all something about Laker fans. And I was, like I said, I was part of the fan base when Kobe was there. One thing Laker fans will never do is ever go and try to validate another opposing team who they know doesn't like them, especially if it's not accurate information. They're not going to try to buddy up, ally. That's what's been happening as of late. So you got all these different people now who are trying to call out the pull-up for being this, that, and the other because of one person who they can't obviously get us off their mind. They're trying hard as hell to continuously, you know what I mean, basically control the narrative, and they can't handle it. I don't see how you go to a opposing person's channel or turf and think that's your friend, and you just want to sit there and try to tell them all your, you know what I'm saying, downfalls, stuff that's not even accurate. But that's what Kobe Jordan will do. And that's why I say some of y'all need to leave. Some of these Clipper fans are poison. Some of these Clipper fans, all they do are trauma, nothing but negative stuff that came to them. And what they also need to stop doing is saying they've been around since the beginning, because that's not a badge of honor. Basically, you're saying you've been nothing but a loser, because that's all you've been supporting is losing basketball. That's it. And it's basically giving you nothing but negative losing mentality, like this gentleman here in Donald Sterling. And ever since he left, the Clippers have been moving upward, not downward. Conference finals appearances, right? All-star players, superstar caliber players, new arena, richest owner in the NBA, not even just the NBA, but in sports in general. When this man left, Donald Sterling obviously was a person that no one really wanted to hang around. His aura was negative. His body language is negative. He's at the games. He's not interacting with the fans, right? when he was in charge, when he was in leadership, the Clippers were going down. Very losers mentality. A lot of that is still within the fan base to this day. But you bring in a winner like Mr. Ballmer, right? Number one in Microsoft, Steve Jobs is his running mate, right? True fan of the game, loves the game, interacted with fans, signs autographs, respectful, teaches his players, takes care of his players and his fans. Brand new, beautiful arena in Inglewood coming this upcoming season. And people want to be around that. Now the Clippers are starting to become they're no longer the laughing stock. They're actually a championship caliber team. This is the type of culture that us at the Pull Up Basketball Podcast and several other Clipper fans I'm noticing as well are trying to move towards. So when you see people like me and Thomas, who I'm about to bring up in a second, speak how we speak about the Clipper fan base and about having the confidence and talking and not allowing these other people, including our own, manipulate and brainwash us, that's what we're talking about. Out with the old, in with the new. Some of y'all are outdated. A lot of you niggas need to leave because all you've done is poison and y'all traumatized your own fan base. You're going around saying stuff that's not even factual. And not only that, you're saying it to people who are not even part of the organization, don't even like the team. Who does that? And he's so damn stupid, he thinks that he has a friend over there. Right? I'm going to let somebody else come up. I'm going to let Sean come up and say a soliloquy. I'll be right back. And I will give my punchline after. You ready, Sean? Let you in, brother.
Scary Nation, what's good? Scary Nation, we got 30 days. 30 days. Yeah. Playoff Kawhi is going to be in playoff Kawhi form. Now, since I'm always the realest dude in the room, I'm always the dude with the facts. I don't do no fabricating. BJ, I have sent you a screenshot of Kawhi Leonard's last 50 games in the playoffs. Wait, did I say 50? Damn. BJ, you might want to look that up, put that on the screen. 50 playoff games. But if we listen to Kobe say Kawhi's only going, what did he say? Kawhi's only going to do 23, 24, 25 points. Kobe Jordan, man, you don't know basketball, kid. You like BJ said, all you do is go around interrupting everybody. You talk through people like he said. You want to push your weight around. But see, Kobe Jordan, I hate to tell you, Kawhi is averaging 30 plus his last 50 playoff games, kid. Can you count to 50, Kobe? Or are you just counting, regular season games with Kawhi damn near on minutes restrictions, or he just cruising to the playoffs? So does 50 playoff games, can you add that up? Or does your mathematical skills stop it? A select few games in the regular season here or there where Kawhi's only going to give you 25? Well, see, when Kawhi averages 30 plus for 50 playoff games, his last 50, that includes the motherfucking one bad game in the bubble. You damn moron. One bag. See, you over there hanging around the wrong people at the wrong time. You mad because you ain't allowed to interrupt people, get kicked off the panel. But see, because you run that Paul George hate around. Oh, by the way, last time we saw Paul George, he was averaging 28 throughout the whole playoffs. So when he's going to only score 22 and 20, okay. So you know, the last time we seen Paul George in the playoffs. But wait a minute, Thomas. You can't go back to 2021. We in 2024. Bitch, why are you going back to 2020 in the bubble? Shut y'all scary dumbasses up, please. Just shut up. You're hypocritical. You bypass certain games to get to other certain games because you want to spin your fucking narrative. Instead of in the middle of your sentence saying, wait a minute, I don't want to lie to nobody. I especially don't want to lie to my own Clipper Nation. Instead of doing that, you'll co-sign a bunch of losers over there that can't keep the pull-up out their mouth. Instead of you correcting yourself when you know you're wrong. Well, Thomas, what happened in the bubble? Bitch, what happened in 2021, bitch? What happened on Kawhi's last motherfucking 50 playoff games? So how can we scoot to 2020, but we can't scoot to 2021? How can we scoot to regular season games where Kawhi is clearly in minutes restrictions, just cruising along? The man just wants to be healthy. He overrid his coach. He said, I just want a top 6 seed, which tells me, bitch, I play off Kawhi. I'm going to do what the fuck I want to do when I want to do it, and my opponents ain't going to say shit about it. And they can't do nothing about it. I just need to be in the playoffs, which is top 6. 7, 8, 9, 10, they fighting. Kawhi says, as long as I'm not there, I'm in the playoffs. Long as I'm in the playoffs, the rest is irrelevant. Because when I become the best player on the court, which is kind of what Kobe and Jordan would say, Mr. Houston Rocket fan. When Kawhi says, I'm the best player on the court, yes, that is what Jordan does. So that's what Kobe Jordan was referring to. They relying on Kawhi. No, bitch. We relying on Paul George to score and lead the play to be a scorer like he led the Western Conference. That's what we saw. It don't matter. This regular season shit don't matter. We watched Westbrook and Harden and Kevin Durant and Trae Young and Dame Dollar and Luka Doncic and Kyrie Irving. We watched these motherfuckers come out here and give 30, 40, 50, 60, 70 balls. Booker, Donovan Mitchell. We watched these bitches do this. Waste their time just to get sent the fuck home. They did all that. And so Paul George ain't no good because they did all that. They did all that for nothing. They got sent the fuck home. Because when Paul George led the Western Conference playoffs in the points, so they got eliminated, you dumbass, he wasn't averaging shit that year either. He elevated his game at the moment of the time. Like B just told y'all, every player has choker moments. Y'all mad at James Harden because he had one meltdown in Game 7. Bitch, we watched LeBron choke a whole motherfucking series away. His own teammate cussing him out. At the free while Dirk Nowitzki was shooting free throws, LeBron was hanging up 8 points in the NBA final game. It happens to everybody. It's not about pick on LeBron for you fuck-ass Bron-sexual sensitive cowards. Why you bringing up LeBron? Bitch, you ain't bringing up LeBron. You're bringing up a moment where a great player has meltdowns. Now, This Michael Porter garbage. They was about to bench that fucking clown in Denver. Let me know when they about to bench Paul George. I ain't even a Paul George fan, Kobe. But you run your mouth sideways, you don't know what the fuck you talking about. Well, Denver's got players to get it going anytime. Bitch, we got James Harden get 45 points anytime. What the fuck is what's Michael Porter doing? He ain't hanging on 45. He can't even hang fucking 40 like Terrence Mann in an elimination game. We got motherfuckers get it going too. Westbrook could get it going for 30 for 3 straight games. Norman Powell get it going, hang a 42 ball on Kevin Durant. Kawhi averages 30 for his last 50 playoff games. Paul George led the Western Conference in points when last time he played. You dumbass. So he got eliminated. You dumbass. You're an idiot. You're a clown. Keep your mouth closed when grown people handling grown people business. And I'm not calling you out like some beef street shit. I'm calling you out talking about grown people sports talk. I ain't like other fucking cowards who gonna claim shots from 200 cities away to go to somebody else's city, get their ass annihilated, and then what they gonna do? You don't go to other people's cities chanting beef. That shit don't work. Any OG would have taught you that when you was young. If you hung around OGs, that is. The way you talking about Kawhi only gonna do this and in the playoff game is sound like you hang around. You know, the goofballs that you actually you hanging around the same goofballs now. That same people that raised you up, huh? Because see, we may not have the screenshot up right now, but we will have the screenshot up in the video. Kawhi averages 30 plus for his last 50 playoff games, and you got the audacity to go over there with a bunch of clowns, some sorry, crying ass Memphis fan who's mad because Ja Morant ain't worth a flying fuck, and a Houston Rocket fan who's mad because James Harden's over here with the big dog Kawhi. These guys are mad, Kobe Jordan. You talk through people, you get kicked off the channel. You over there hanging out with people who ain't on your team. They're not from your nation. But you want people to co-sign you because you can't handle a grown sports talk conversation. You know how I know that? Because you tried to challenge me a couple years ago. Oh, wait, you was just another one who tried to pull out the race card in that conversation. That's how I know I bury you motherfuckers alive in sports talk. Y'all steadily pulling out the race card. You, bitch, pulled out the race card, and I let it ride on the pull-up. The show was at nighttime. I was at my apartment still. I had bought my apartment out and started buying a truck. I was in my bedroom, walking through there on the pull-up. I was still new around the pull-up. And you trying to say that Luka Doncic running through 900 fucking screens, ducking Kawhi Leonard, was the reason that Kawhi didn't lose. Kawhi sent him home. Oh, shit. So that was one of those 50 playoff games where Kawhi was hanging 40 balls and sending the boy home. But you was trying to tell me that Kawhi's just going to duck every screen. There's no top defender in the world that's going to duck every screen. Some of these screens are going to land, you dumbass. Some of these centers and power forwards in the game, like Draymond Green, they set the best screens we've seen in this era. They're going to hit screens. JaVale McGee, he was an elite screen protector. You don't have to score 35 points to be elite at something on the basketball court, but you wouldn't know that because your IQ can't keep up. You can benefit your fucking team without scoring all these points. See, when Luka calls for 900 screens, ducking left, ducking right, ducking left, eventually Kawhi, Paul George, these guys are going to hit on the screen. Eventually, yes. But guess what, bitch? He was like 8 for 28 or whatever. There's a screenshot floating around in the world. Luka versus Kawhi in that playoff series. He was like 8 for 28, 8 for 30 when he tried to get his shot off, which means he elevated his feet to shoot the ball versus Kawhi Leonard. Getting 35 points is not scoring on Kawhi Leonard. Dumbass. And when I buried you in that conversation, you try to pull the race card like there's other people even on this show that's done it. Try to pull out the white and black shit. And over there. Y'all not gonna get me to stoop to y'all's level. I respect the culture. I respect all y'all. Hell, I hang out with more of y'all and date more of y'all than I do the damn white people. I'm not going to stoop to y'all's level about the white and black shit. It's not happening. I'm not going to disrespect y'all. Y'all can say what you want and pull the card, but I ain't going to go there. Just because you pull it don't mean I'm going there. You was just like them pulling out the card, cuz. You pulled out the card because I told you Kawhi can't dodge every fucking screen. Screens are going to hit eventually. It's called your teammates. They help and they recover. Your other teammates off the wing, they pinch and they recover. It allows the guy who got hit by the screen to get off of the screen. You dumbass, low NBA IQ fan. You're mad at people for the wrong reasons. You're lying on Kawhi only going to put up 23 and 25. Stupid motherfucker, his usage rates go up in the playoffs. The ball goes his hands more in the playoffs. Stop listening to people over there disowning. There's a ton of names over there. James Harden ain't going to have the ball. Don't listen to the fucking Houston Rockets fan. Know what the fuck he's talking about. He's mad because James Harden has a legit championship shot without the red jerseys on. He's pissed off about that. The other guys are mad because they can't handle conversations, Kobe, when they get over there with all these other shows. I don't know all the shows they be on. Ticket, Tone, the Houston Rocket fan show, Showtime, Rated R, whatever shows they on. They don't have the IQ to get on a panel by themselves, solo, walk in the damn club solo, and argue like me. Or like BJ. They can't go over there solo like we've been doing. We don't know more because they're going to control the panel and control the mute button. We not giving them no leverage to put us in timeout, to mute us when it's our turn to talk. See, you get muted because you probably bad as Herm. Hell, I'm even bad at it sometimes. But I only do it when motherfuckers lie and troll repetitively. And yes, I'm going to interrupt them. But you interrupt people who's actually they turn to talk. Right? I mean, if you really want to go back talk, you want to talk about being on Herm's show, bitch, Herm got to picking up Pascal Siakam from me, boy. Yeah, you know who he heard it from? When I was schooling your ass, saying the Clippers could pick up Pascal Siakam, because I knew they weren't going to play Terrence Mann back then. Pick up Pascal Siakam so Kawhi can stay at the point of attack. That's where Herm got that from. He got it from me. And now, me and you wasn't arguing that day. You just said, Thomas, can you please explain to me how Pascal's going to help Zubac? I said, no problem, sir. I broke it down to you. And even then, every time I broke it down to you, you want to interrupt with excuses and nonsense. Now, Herm, the same dude who wants Pascal, you over there co-signing with him? You co-signing on his show with my talking points. I'm the fucking big dog around here. I done told y'all this. So when you speak on Kawhi and Paul George, can you please use some common fucking sense? Because I got the screenshot, like I said, we're going to put in this fucking audio. Kawhi's averaging 30 plus in the playoffs. So let me get this right. Kawhi putting up 22 or 23 on a Monday or Tuesday in January, February is equivalent to Kawhi averaging 30 plus for the past 50 playoff games. So if that's equivalent, that explains your mathematical skills. You didn't pass math class, did you? Stop talking ignorant. Patrick Beverly is smarter than you, Kobe Jordan. Patrick Beverly on podcast saying he knows that Paul George and Kawhi are going to ramp up the shot attempts. You know what that means? Their usage gets ramped up. You know what that means? Their points per game get ramped up. You know what that means? Their energy gets ramped up. You know what that means? Their mentality gets ramped up. Do you know what that means, sir? Because clearly you do not. The reason there's faith in Kawhi is because we know he's going to elevate his game. When he elevates his game, the team follows. Here's the trick about the bubble, though. Because everybody else is going to listen to this show. Once they find out that you got exposed like everybody else gets exposed for running their damn mouth. Here's the trick. You want to bypass 2021 to get to 2020? Then go ahead and bypass 20 to get 2019. But you rather jump in the middle. You don't want to face 2019. You don't want to face 2021. You rather jump in the middle. You know what the middle's for? That's for the fuck boys. That's where they sit at. They sit in the middle and they sit in the fucking back seats while the big dogs drive. You don't get to sit in the passenger seat or driver's seat because you ain't on that level. You sit in the middle, you sit in the back. Trolls belong in the chat. Now, Clipper Nation, I ain't gonna get crazy because some of y'all ain't running around talking like Kobe Jordan on other panels. Kobe, you can't see BJ in a basketball intellectual conversation. So you ain't never gonna cook him when you can't see him. And you damn sure ain't never gonna cook him when the only thing you talk about is Paul George. Because it's a 15-man roster, it's a head coach, it's assistant coaches, it's a strength and conditioning program, it's home court advantage, it's referees. It's a lot more than Paul George, dumbass. But back to Clipper Nation. See, y'all can't go around these other channels. These same channels that this dummy riding around listening to. You can't. Do y'all realize these people ain't y'all's friend? It's like BJ telling you, these people ain't y'all fucking friend, you dumbass. These people want to brainwash y'all so that y'all go around to all Clipper channels and terrorize and make other people believe what they say. All because they scared of fucking playoff Kawhi Leonard. Who turns it up? Like Mr. Houston Rocket fan said, Kawhi don't do. Like Jordan. He don't ever speak Kawhi. Well, when you talk about two-way great players, offensive and defensive, Mr. Houston Rocket fan, you can only speak about Kobe and Jordan. Because that's the two standards of offense and defense, you dumbass. They don't miss 10 free throws in a row. They don't get demoted off Kevin Durant for PJ Tuckers. They don't let Shane Battier guard the best player while him and D Wade score. They don't do that. They walk in locker rooms and they talk about what they're going to do before the game. They walk in locker rooms and they tell the coach, why are you speaking to my team this way? I'm not going to Golden State for one game. I'm going to Golden State and I'm getting both of those games. That's what Kobe and Jordan do. So when another player does it like they do it, offense and defense, that's where the comparison comes in. Mr. Houston Rocket fan, you don't know nothing about that because James Harden couldn't do that for you. PJ Tucker couldn't do that for you. Clint Capella couldn't do that for you. Trevor Ariza couldn't do that for you. So when we speak certain languages, it's because we're speaking in the neighborhood where the other kids who play like them hang out at. Even LeBron has never went in the playoff series and assigned himself overrid a coach and says, I got this dude for now. Like I said, I think he did pick up D Rose for one game or maybe two games in that series. But he's never done it consistently like number two. Never. Never will, never has, and we can't trace it that way. So yes, when we speak on Kobe, we don't speak about other players in the. We speak on Kawhi. Excuse me. R.I.P. to the Black Mamba. We don't speak on other people. We only speak on people that can do it like Kawhi Leonard does in the playoffs, bitch. That's what we speak on. We speak on where we supposed to be at. On this street right here going in this direction. This street right here. We don't hang lefts, right, U-turns to fit some false-ass narrative. You stay on this fucking street where you belong. So that when we speak about, when Kobe Jordan says, well, they expect Kobe, they expect Kawhi to, because that's what the fuck he does. He elevates in the playoffs, bitch. Usage rate, defensive rate, scoring points per game, this shit elevates in the playoffs on both ends of the court. All this shit you seeing right now in the regular season is not a talking point. If it was, James Harden, Westbrook, Chris Paul, Carmelo Anthony, Lucas, these motherfuckers would have 25 fucking championships if you hung your hat in the regular season. Dumbass low IQ fans. James Harden is not going to be closing out no fucking games over here. It's a different pressure when you're asked to hit one fucking shot, stand in the corner after Kawhi drew the double team, than it is getting the ball for the whole fourth quarter and you're facing the number one defender and you're facing traps and triple teams all night, every night, as the number one player. It's two different circumstances. Clipper Nation, stop listening to the idiots. They are trying to compare apples and oranges. You go down to fucking Florida. It's not an apple state. Go down there and say you bought an apple in Florida. By the time you got to North Dakota, all these other fucking idiots that Kobe Jordan hanging around would tell you the bitch was a motherfucking a fucking pineapple. By the time he got to North Dakota, because he's got time to spin the rumors and the narratives and the bullshit on the channels as he gets up through there. You know how you drive and they got toll roads? If you bought an apple in Florida, get up North Dakota, you listen to YouTube, you be on the troll roads. They just trolling all the way through there. And y'all listening to them. However, the Pull Up Podcast is putting shit on y'all screen, showing you a different track record than they are speaking. This motherfucker brought up Michael Porter Jr. Bitch, have you ever heard of Norman Powell? He scored 40 last playoff, plus Michael Porter didn't. Have you ever heard of Westbrook? He scored 30 plus. Now, I ain't even these fucking players fans. I only like these players. I didn't even want Westbrook on the team. But if you're going to bring up Porter, then Westbrook hung 30 for 3 straight games, you dumbass. And he's on your team, you dumbass. And you're listening to people try to brainwash you, you dumbass, over your own team. Michael Porter don't even have a playoff performance that touches Terrence Mann's, and Terrence Mann ain't even one of our go-to scorers. Dumbass. They got players that can get it going. Okay. Well, why can't Caldwell Pope ever get it going every time he guards Paul George? Oh, y'all want to bring it to regular season? Let me do it too. Every time Caldwell brings up Paul George, he fries that bitch. Annihilates him. Torches him like he was torching the number one defense since the All-Star break, the Pelicans, the other night. Oh, well, they lost to the Pelicans. Bitch, that wasn't the conversation. The conversation was you talk about people doing this, this, and this. Aaron Gordon ain't never done what Paul George done in no playoffs. So what's he going to get going? Did Aaron Gordon, Porter, or Caldwell score 45 or 40 plus in 2 games last year to win 2 playoff games like James Harden? So what are they going to get going? These bitches won 1 championship, and now we supposed to be scared of them, Clipper Nation? Bitch, Norman Powell got a championship. So now you got Norman Powell, Gordon, Porter, and Caldwell Pope all on the same track. Oh, that was 2019. Okay, bitch, the bubble was 2020. You can't go backwards without sticking your own foot in your mouth. It don't work like that. You don't get to cherry pick around here. The Pull Up don't play that. We like to clown on somebody says Saturday Night Live. Excuse me, I still got a cold. Homie, don't play that shit, boy. Yo, come over here and run around in circles. That's why when I'm around, y'all bitches get ran off the panel. Y'all have to mute me. Y'all have to cry to the host, please mute Thomas. While you talking loud over everybody, I'm talking right loud with you. But you want me muted so you can keep talking. No, bitch. Homie, don't play that. That shit don't fly over here. Clipper Nation, stop listening to the trolls. If you bought a fucking apple in Florida and you drove on the troll roads all the way to North Dakota, it's still a fucking apple. Stop listening to the trolls hanging lefts and right and going around curves. They spinning y'all around in circles. This man said Denver has players that can get it going. Bitch, they ain't got nowhere near the players of Paul George, James Harden, Westbrook, and Norman Powell, who just got it going the last time they was in the playoffs, bitch. No, they don't. Caldwell ain't never gonna lead the Western Conference in fucking points and minutes played. He ain't never gonna do that shit. Never. Michael Porter ain't never gonna do that. Aaron Gordon ain't never gonna do that. Matter of fact, Jamal Murray ain't never gonna do that. Bitch. Stop lying to Clipper Nation. Clipper Nation, stop listening to these people. Porter, Gordon already tried to lead his own fucking team. How'd that work out? How did that work out? James Harden won 2 playoff games last year. Solo dolo. Why did Aaron Gordon do that? So what? So remind me again, Kobe Jordan. What Aaron Gordon get going? He got going nothing. So when you sit over there and lie, Paul George only going to score 22, 23. We got proof that's not the case. Even the series that y'all said Paul George was he lost to the Jazz. He struggled this that. The bitch scored like 27, 28 that fucking series. So where's this 22, 23 coming from? Oh, we just referencing regular season. So now regular season means more than the playoffs. You stop being scared of these people, man. Stop being scared of these people. These same teams. Oh, by the way, BJ, I'm pretty sure unless the Phoenix Suns came back, the big 3 got annihilated in Milwaukee today. Annihilated.
Wow.
Bitches got blew out, the big 3.
That makes sense. Let me take it from here, Sean. Beautiful soliloquy. I'm gonna go ahead and take it from here, and I'm gonna let you close it out if you choose to. I'm gonna play one more clip, and I hope y'all enjoying it. About to close it out. Kobe Jordan again. If you guys are not seeing, spins his own narrative and tries to make it the truth. This is somebody who claims he's been a Clipper fan since over the last decade. Says that he's going to be around when others aren't going to be around, but yet and still he's one of the few that don't even know his own history, and that's scary. I don't understand how you've been around all this time and can't recite proper history. So we're going to go into one more conversation with Kobe Jordan once again. Put his own foot in his mouth, which Sean eloquently said he constantly does. He jumps over one lily pad to the next, and he skips steps to try to fit his narrative to basically down his own team, which I don't understand that. So Paul George again, there was a conversation over the summertime. Sean, you might remember this, but Kobe Jordan pretty much once again got caught in his own lie, to the point where it was laughable around the whole panel. So we're gonna go into this little 2-minute.
Man, they got his
those numbers look good until he goes up against a team who's mentally tough and got a guy who can irritate him and get underneath his skin. And guess what? Those teams have shown you that they could beat Paul George.
How
and
many
get underneath
teams
his
have
skin.
shown you that, though? How many teams have done that to him?
What are you talking about? So Paul George, when he talked about Denver this past season, what team he said he always struggles with? He said the Denver Nuggets and the Utah Jazz is the teams he struggles with the most. This season.
Hold on.
But why do you
my-
say that though?
He said that. He said that. First of all, see, Kobe, you gotta stop. You gotta stop lying, bro.
Because he was
You
talking,
gotta
he
stop
was talking
lying,
about,
bro.
He was talking
Somebody
about the
mute me, bro.
No,
altitude.
you gotta stop lying. Go ahead, bro. You gotta stop
I'm
lying,
not lying. He said the two teams that give him the. Did he not say that?
bro.
He
You're
said he was talking
lying,
about.
So,
He was talking about the altitude of the arenas. He said when
bro.
you
You
start,
gotta
it's like
stop
a
lying,
he
bro.
said the teams that give him
No,
the
he
most
did not,
issues.
dude. Why the hell would he have problems with Utah? He just put him
Okay.
out of the playoffs.
What?
What are
said
you
he did what
talking
in the playoffs?
about? He put Utah at the. Why would he have a problem with Utah as a team?
No,
He was talking
he's
about the
not, bro.
altitude.
You're not listening, bro. When he
You're
was with
not
OKC,
listening.
When he was with OKC, Utah was the team to give him problems. He spoke about Denver Nuggets this past season, saying that team was
Bro.
another team that gave him problems.
Bro, Denver. Listen, this is what he's.
The same team that he just fucking hung 30 on every damn night they played damn near.
Bro,
What
Kobe
team
Jordan,
what
you're
team are you
lying,
talking
bro.
about?
I know
hold
the.
on.
I know
Hold
the.
on.
cooked
I
the
know
fucking Jazz, bro.
Hold on. We didn't beat Denver not one time this year. What are you talking about?
I'm
I'm talking about you said the Jazz. BJ
those are the two
just had the
teams that
stats
he
up there.
mentioned.
He fried them
When he
motherfuckers.
said the Utah Jazz, I'm guessing he's referring back to when he was with OKC because he hasn't lost to Utah since then, right? So he said it.
Why
I
are
didn't
you
say it.
guessing? Hold on, stop.
I'm not
First,
guessing.
stop.
This is what
You
he
ju-
said.
you just-
Stop mixing my words up, bro.
You just said I'm just guessing. You just said that.
You're not. Don't tell me I'm guessing. I know what I'm talking about. Watch.
You
the
just said
podcast.
I'm guessing.
He
That's what
said
you just
Utah.
said, bro.
Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead, BJ. What you say?
No,
I
you
see
said
you
I'm
just-
guessing. You said I'm guessing. He meant when he was in OKC.
That's what
Playing
you
on
just
Utah.
said, bro.
Okay, so what? Because here's what I'm saying. Because I would have hoped that this Utah
All
team
over the
this
place,
year.
man.
No, what I'm saying is that I don't think Utah team this year would have gave them problems because they're not good. So why would a team not good? Like, how are they giving you problems? That's
Hey,
I'm
he
talking
never
about.
was,
bro.
Hey,
Yeah,
Kobe
he never
Jordan,
was.
let me enlighten you on something. Let's go to the GOAT topic. Jordan said this in the Detroit Pistons prime. The best dude to fucking guard me. He gets on my fucking nerves. I can't stand him. He guards me better than everybody. Is Joe Dumars. And you know what he did after that? He sent that bitch home.
When you go play in Denver, do you feel the altitude difference 100%? Like it's more difficult?
Yes, like bad. Like it's really bad.
I tried to tell him, and he's like, "Dude, really?"
Well, I was
Yeah,
thinking
it's just
like
that
for
first
like a
5 minutes.
normal guy to go play, like we'd feel it. But you guys are just so well conditioned athletes as
That
it
shit
is.
don't mean
Like
nothing.
It's just that first 5 minutes.
Yeah, that's what I said.
Once-
You
once
burn that shit out quick.
Yeah, once you get that first 5 minutes out the way, you good. But like that first 5 minutes is hell.
I'm not gonna lie, bro. You be like,
Yeah,
like your shit is.
you running back down the
Maggie.
court. You running back down the court. Your lips is white.
oh my
Mouth chapped. I'm
god!
like, God damn.
Nah, it's brutal. And in Utah,
That really is something that's a difference.
it's an advantage, bro. They have a slight advantage in Denver.
I didn't think about it, but he was like, it's actually it's an
gotta-
advantage for Denver in Denver, but I didn't think about the flip side. Like when
Yeah.
they go to LA, this is easy work.
It's easy. Like, oh shit, I can really breathe good here. Like,
Oh God.
it's an advantage. Like that's. I mean, I'm not gonna say that's the reason why they're good. They're good because they're talented and they're good.
right,
but
right.
it has like.
So Kobe Jordan, like I said, very honest, very passionate, very, very outspoken what he truly believes. But like I said again, the truth is different from honesty, which he seems to lack from. Right? So since he said all that, and y'all saw the video, what actually was said, and I don't understand how he's such a Clipper fan, like he tries to claim, but he can't even recite his own history. Here's something else I'll leave y'all with. And I'm going to stay on PG for this. Because, again, a lot of this stuff, again, we have to expose. He came on to Herm show and said that why would I say PG's a top 10 player when he's not top 10 in any categories? Right? So basically calling me a liar. Right? Now, you guys should know by now I don't highly. He constantly says that numbers ain't everything, but he used numbers in this situation, but he didn't even use numbers in the right way. So he says PG's not top 10 in any categories this year. He says he's not top 10 in points, rebounds, assists, field goal percentage, free throw percentage. He's not top 10. Oh, but wait. So, and free throws this year, right? I see PG at, what's this? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. He is top, actually 5, because he's tied with Derek White. That looks 5. So that's one lie you got caught in. Another lie you get caught in. He's not top 10 in 3. He's top 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. He's top 8 in 3-pointers made this season. He made 3-pointers, 3-point game. He's top 8. Really, actually top 5 in that too. Tied with Desmond Bain, Klay Thompson, and Trae Young. So he's top 5 in free throw percentage and top 5 in 3-pointers made. Right? So that's 2 lies you got caught in.
Dumbass.
Steals. I tell y'all, basketball is a two-way sport. It's funny your name's Kobe Jordan. Your 2 best players. Stupid. Those steals. You got 15, 17 guys in front of him, right? We still ain't got into Paul George yet. You got Nathan Tatum, you got MVP candidate, top 2 is 36, which is actually pretty impressive with the amount of time he has the ball in his hands at the point guard. Jamal Murray, 2.1, tied with PG. at 45. Paul George somehow turn the ball over. Ignorant. This is the nonsense that we must deal with. Idiot fans like Kobe Jordan. And then you go around and trying to ally with people. And that's your free will. But again, stop lying, Kobe Jordan, homie. Stop lying to Clipper Nation. Right? Like I said, y'all, Clipper Nation, certain people have to leave. Certain people need to leave. If you've been a person supporting a loser team your whole life, that's all you know how to do is lose. You don't know how to win. That's why it takes 5, 6 people to go at 1 or 2, which is me and Thomas. It takes a whole army to take us down when we're just 2 people. We ain't recruiting all these other people because, again, it comes down to IQ and what you know. We don't have to. The people on our channel definitely have great IQ. We're cool. We're not recruiting and going here, there, this port, that port. We're not doing that. Me and Rick, my co-host, never did that, man. You don't have to. Some of you niggas need to leave, just like Donald Sterling. Sean, I'll let you finish it off.
Yeah, last thing I want to say, damn, Kobe, you really stuck your foot in your mouth. I can tell you been hanging out with the clowns over there. Cause you stick your foot in your mouth just like the rest of them. Team stick my own foot in my mouth a lot. That's y'all new name over there. Let's talk about sports in Denver and Utah, Kobe. And change your fucking name and stop disrespecting Kobe and Jordan. They was never this dumb IQ-wise and talk reckless and stupid as you. Change your fucking name. Change that shit to fucking Dookie Horn Frog. That's a better name for you. That's who you hanging out with. Change your fucking name to that trash ass shit they got going on. Shit show. Let me explain to you about Denver, Utah, you dumbass. As everybody knows, I be all over the country. Denver and Utah, you stupid motherfucker, goes through all sports, not just Paul George, you dumbass. Again, fake ass narratives because you don't like you going against your own people, you dumbass clown. All NFL players say this all the time. They hate going to Denver. Excuse me. Utah, whatever. They hate it up there. Mile high, you can't fucking breathe, you dumbass. But that's kind of funny because how does he keep fucking frying Caldwell Pope? I'm tired of seeing that shit. Since you think Michael Jordan's so good, tell him to get off James Harden and go guard PG. The last time I seen somebody big and tall, long like that, like the Pelicans are. They couldn't stop him. Anthony Davis, he was getting stepped back, putting his fucking eye. I was like, damn, Paul George really like that, huh? Dropping step backs in fucking Anthony Davis' eye? Hanging 30 balls on the Clippers? I mean, on the Lakers? Damn, what the fuck going on? PG must thought he was in the playoffs playing against Lakers. Doing Anthony Davis dirty like that. But back to Denver and Utah. See, I've adopted this little shit. You know, we on topic. You know how I said when you buy the apple in Florida, you get to North Dakota and they change that the fucking trolls got your ass up thinking it's a fucking a pineapple or some shit. I get kind of sidetracked on my, I do it on purpose, but get kind of sidetracked on my point here. Denver, Utah is high elevation. When you own freight businesses, you be on these roads. You know what high elevation is. That shit is up there. You lose your breath when you go up there. That's what Paul George is talking about. Because if he really struggled against Utah, the same team that he just fucking sent home, when he led the Western Conference in points scored, that's pretty interesting there, Kobe. Sound like you stuck your foot in your mouth. But yeah, all sport, let me get back where I was going. All sports say this shit up there. There are mountains up there. And you can ask freight business owners, semi-truck owners. You can ask us. You get up there, and that shit is an adjustment. You can't breathe. It takes a minute before you actually get used to that shit. This ain't a Paul George thing, you dumbass. This is a athlete thing. They all say this. But maybe you was a fucking 14-year-old living in mom's basement with that whack-ass internet you be having. I think you got that fucking Herman Hornfrog internet. Shit always going in and out. Still y'all spending so much time on YouTube. Pay your fucking internet bill, upgrade that shit so you can get some more gigabytes or something. Because y'all shit complete fucking garbage. Anyway, when you go to Denver and Utah, like Paul George perfectly explained it, and that wasn't just Paul George, you fucking idiot, dumbass. Somebody else was on the microphone talking besides Paul George saying the same shit, you dumbass clown. Learn to listen. They sell Q-tips at Dollar General. If you need some money, I'll Zelle it, cash app it to you. Go buy some Q-tips, clean your ears, learn to listen. Denver, Utah, and BJ, I close it out here. That you cannot breathe up there. It's a different elevation. All players speak on this. It's not a Paul George thing. It's not a LeBron. LeBron didn't leave Cleveland. He didn't leave Miami. Half the fucking team left when he left, before he left, actually. LeBron didn't leave these teams, and these teams stopped losing. The roster left. A lot of motherfuckers, 5, 6, 7, 8 players was gone. Some gone before him and after him. He didn't leave. They left. He didn't go to Cleveland. Kevin Love, Amon Shumpert, Richard Jefferson, these motherfuckers, they went to Cleveland. Right? So when you learn to listen, Paul George was the only one talking. There was other people on the microphone talking about how they was talking about breathing, you dumbass. And evidently he overcomes adversity because how does he frying up Caldwell Pope if he had a hard time breathing? So obviously he fought through the shit. But yeah, you can't give him credit. You can't give your own team credit because you're over there hanging out with the dumbass boys. So BJ, we're in there. I just wanted to let that be known. That's a sports known fact. When you go up there, more than sports, actually, I gave you different examples, but when you get up there in a high elevation, it is hard to play in. Yes, that's facts by all sports athletes. It's not a Paul George thing, like Kobe wants it to be. But Kobe, like I tell everybody else, and I'm done here, BJ, bring your ass back here, boy, when the playoffs get here. I will be putting my foot on you motherfuckers' necks. I will be calling y'all out, and I will be collecting my money. So if you got some money, actually, if you got some money, fix your fucking broke-ass internet. But if you got some money, I'll be willing to try to take that shit come playoff. I say try because I want to be humble about this. Knowing me, I ain't going to be humble. I just got a cold. It's humbling me down. But bring your ass back on playoff time. We're going to be right here collecting names, collecting audios, collecting screenshots, and collecting bread. Playoff times, the usages are going to get ramped up. And James Harden is going to become more of a catching. He's going to run the pick and roll, more of a catch and shoot shooter. The ball's going through the other two guys. Just be back and be ready. That's all I got.
Tony Coles.
See, I'm back on my. See, I'm back on my bullshit. Shit. Came a long way from school, bitch. We them niggas been banging and walking with full clips. Pocket filled with them blue strips. All I hang with the silent, can't fuck with no loose lips. If he ran, cut him loose quick. If a fuck nigga try, bet his ass make the news quick. Hit his ass with these blue tips. But these niggas won't shoot shit. Cause these peons ain't stepping how my niggas stepping. Walk them down, but that teach them a lesson. I been kicking shit cool and got paper like Messi. Bitch, I'm Zion, yo old nigga red. She say that she love how my big ass be dressing. How that Audemars go with that neck. My features are dub, my shoulders a blessing. I got paper, I ain't doing no stress. The one who put all this together, they gave me some good and I made that shit better. Turned up the nights, my watch changed up the weather. I'm bigger and better, shit bigger than ever. Thought they was running shit, I had to catch him. He tried with some funny shit, shoot it, go stretch. I ran up some money and never got selfish. I'm solid, I put my whole team on the blessing.